Hi there. Thank you for joining me for today's Bible lesson. Have you ever watched a beautifully choreographed ballroom dance, maybe Dancing with the Stars or you're at a wedding? One partner leads, the other follows. But the beauty of the dance isn't in the domination or passivity of the people. It's in the trust, the rhythm, and the unity. If both try to lead, there's chaos. But when they move in sync, it's art. Paul writes this in Ephesians chapter 5, "Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife as Christ is the head of the church. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything." Let's be honest. These verses can feel like stepping on a cultural landmine. But if we slow down and we really listen, I think we'll discover something deeper and more beautiful than power dynamics. Paul isn't talking about forced obedience. He's describing a spirit-filled relationship built on love, trust, and voluntary honor. This isn't about inequality. It's about God's design for harmony. Submission here isn't a loss of voice or value. It's an expression of faith, entrusting oneself to God's order, just as the church trusts Christ. And importantly, this is only half the picture. Paul will go on to call husbands to a sacrificial, Christ-like love that lays itself down. So this isn't about who's in charge. It's about how two people filled with the Holy Spirit reflect Christ and the church together. So wives, this passage invites you to walk in Christ-like trust, not because your husband is perfect, because Jesus is trustworthy. Your posture of respect can be a powerful witness. And husbands, don't you ever quote this verse without reading the next ones. God calls you to lead not with pride or power, but with sacrificial love. And for all of us, married or not married, these verses remind us that God's design for relationships is not about competition, but about complementing one another in love and humility, serving one another. Like a dance, marriage is most beautiful when each partner listens, trusts, and moves in step, not for control, but for unity. Wives, submit to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. Let's reflect Christ in every relationship we have, gracefully, humbly, and in sync with the Spirit. May the Lord help us to love Him, trust Him, and to live out the truth of His word. I'll see you next time.